Nea te ka mai te 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 ata da ia pata ki te ala ka ia sa a sik te pata ke ata a ia mala ke te a ha sik e ata se e te amakata lai ka te vai te te ata ia te pau ka te hai hata ke ne ata pakitira te ata ia la pakate te ata se e te makate ata lai ka te a se ata te makati te ata pati te a me ka te la e ata sia kata a ia te bako e te ea tamakale kata a. Si tamakata e tapa sikite wada ahi ata. Si e te apatu te atamalhaka te e ata ta sikite a semeta. Si a nama kate e ata tali ata. Si kate a e ata ala e te atamakate e sikite bia. Ha si a pakate si a pakatai a e te pakate e la ka aya. Ha aya tamaka a sikite a. Si e ata te kabakate te ata la akate. So a si katapahi ata ai ata e te da pakata i te e ata. So a si kite e te ata a te amataka e te ata a ta ka te. Ha a te e te anamakata. Si ira e te apatali ata a kete a si kapakate te. Ta a ta me katata te ala katai si kite ata. Si a yata pakate te ata. Se e te amakata te atalaka te, pa aia te, ta makatoia tata, si ki te apata, se ina te apaka te sikata a sike alaka. Si ea na ba a te apaka te a. We are here with you in all love. We extend our love to you, especially this one. We assure you that you are deeply loved and appreciated. Let your emotions flow. This will be over soon. Now on to the rest. We welcome you. We love you. We appreciate you. We especially appreciate those who are helping technically, as this is beyond some of your capabilities, we say in jest. You are actually capable of doing anything you wish to do. But we thank those who are here, who are assisting technically, both on your side and on our side. This is indeed glorious times. The energies can be overwhelming, but they are working their purpose for you, for your benefit. All is in good order. All is progressing nicely. We have a large we're going to call it motherboard, where we are helping with the energies that are flowing in to you, through you, for you, with you. Just enjoy those energies and do not let any discomfort trouble you. Our channel has asked what the purpose of the painful energies were, and our answer is that some residue was cleared from the channeling apparatus that resides in her physical body within her brain. It will take some days for that to all dissipate, but she will feel clearer channels, which is good news for all. As you are preparing to introduce yourselves to the world that you live in, we are helping you to prepare by sending you those that you need, by giving you the bits of advice that arrive randomly, and by reassuring you that things will go smoothly. Many changes in the world, and there are those who are waiting subconsciously for your introduction to them. We encourage you to keep on the path that you are on and know that it is where you are supposed to be. It is what is supposed to happen. All is in good order. Whether it is comfortable or not, it is in good order, because we love and support you and wish for you to continue. Always your choice. Always. Please remember to ask us when you need help, and we will be there. We cannot, however, do it all for you. We can only assist. We do not have the physical bodies that you need to complete this. That is why we use a voice that is not our own. We encourage you, we love you, we support you, we have deep gratitude for you. And we will again open for questions after we give yet another universal message. Cheerio, viisiä varaisi kiti velkatete katai maka. Hai titiki a tite lama kai te ha ayate sekete amaka tai titi a se anama katea tai tita titi anamakai. We are ready for your questions, if you have any.
So I have a question. You mentioned last time that if there's anything we ever need, all we need to do is ask you, and pretty much whatever we ask for, we can receive. But on the other hand, you made a comment just now that there are things that you can't do, that you have to use us kind of as a tool or a conduit to do. So they seem a little like, so you can do a lot of things, but not everything. So explain a little bit more about the difference, those differences, that we can ask for something versus some things you need us to actually do.
We do not have the physical bodies that fit within your earthly energies to drive a car, to do physical things. For instance, the voice that is coming through is coming through telepathically and using the physical apparatus of the channel. We feed the words or feed the ideas in a telepathic manner, but we cannot speak the words. So we can help you by providing for you the support, the energies that you need to attract what it is that you might need as a tool. But we cannot operate that tool. Does that make some sense to you?
It does, thank you.
Is there another question?
Yeah, I have another question if I can get clear on it. Basically, going back to the same question that Cheryl just asked, I wonder if you could explain a little bit more about what the differences are in our ability to create on this planet versus your guys' ability to create on this planet. Does us being in a physical body give us more creative ability when it comes to creating vibrationally?
It is both a benefit and not to have a physical body. You can use physical tools to create. We can create by our imagination. So we can create something that does not have mass, but it has something different from mass. It's like your imagination. So you can imagine something, a scenario, or you can imagine a flower in your imagination, but that flower does not sit in your hand. But you have flowers available that you have created through physicality that you can hold in your hand. And on different planets, at different levels of dimensions, there is a variety of ways to create, and if there's physicality, you can create physical things. If there is not physicality, you create imaginationally. And there's many different levels. Too complicated at this point, but you can imagine that there are varieties of creational abilities. Does that make sense to you?
That is definitely an interesting perspective that I will have to ponder for some time in order for it to make sense to me, but I do understand what you're saying, so I appreciate that concern.
As you live in your reality, there are some concepts that are so very foreign to you that you can't even imagine how they would work, because you are limited by the brain that you use as a tool to imagine. But if you will push that imagination a little further each time, you will create those things in your imagination that do not exist in your physical world, because they do not have mass by your definition.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Is there another question?
I have one. Last week, someone asked you, spoke about when the soul left the body around death, and you explained that situation. I'd like to ask about when does the soul the human body before birth? Is there any specific time? How does the soul decide to be born? And is it while it's in utero, right before conception, or is it around the time of birth, or it varies?
All of the above. It is an individual choice. And there is not a viability date, if you will. The body is a mechanical instrument until it accepts the soul / spirit, whatever. It has consciousness, but not the consciousness of a human being until it makes that transition, that choice. But there's no set time. And that's really the same with animals and every kind of being, that in different ways the consciousness is created when it is time to create. That does not mean that it does not have consciousness from the beginning, but the consciousness grows in a different way. So a blade of grass has a consciousness that is different from a domesticated animal, and a domesticated animal has a consciousness that is different from a human being, and each one transitions from the raw consciousness to the developing consciousness. Does that suffice?
Except, is it always that at birth, or by the time of the birthing of the human, there's always a soul? Is there ever a human being born without a soul, and it comes later?
It cannot survive. If it is born without, like in the case of miscarriage early on, it may not have ever had the complete soul, but then it may have, depending on the purpose that was decided on for that particular being and that particular soul that joined that body.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is there another question?
Last
Yeah, I have.
mentioned something about we need to hold on to our hats. I know the elections are coming up. Is that part of the reason we need to hold on to our hats, or can you say anything about that?
That will be decided by the collective, which is always changeable as time progresses. My advice is that you put as much positive energy as you possibly can into the collective that reflects your wishes. there's the energies that are happening in the world at this time are both dynamic and subtle and ever changing, and they are immediate and also delayed, depending on all the factors for each individual. We cannot say how your elections are going to resolve.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for a projection, I was just wondering if the stuff we had to hold on to our hat for was personal stuff, or if there's more stuff, or, I understand it. Okay.
All of the above. There's personal, there's collective, there's logistically or in different areas, and throughout the planet. So it's, everything is affected at this point. Is there another question?
Yeah, I have another question. Do you have any more specific messages to help Kathleen right now?
Patience, trust, and she's hearing this and knowing this. And looking for the things that she needs to learn. Always patience, always trust.
Okay, thank you.
Is there one more question? Then we will take our leave. We give you deep gratitude. And love. Jagade bakati ada silama haikiti sigada baiti sa ayanama akate.